So hey there, how are you? So you probably heard people saying that either sky ate it or ground gulped it, right? In any case, there is a port on Earth where people have guaranteed that this really occurs. This port is in the West District of the North Atlantic Sea. It's between USA's state Florida to Puerto Rico, Islands and Bermuda. On the grounds that these three together make a triangle, that is the reason this region is called Bermuda Triangle. So today, we're gonna know about the Bermuda Triangle. However, because of the mishaps that have occurred around here, it has been given different names also, like Fallen Angels Triangle, the language of the lost. The inquiry is, how did the conversation about this area start? So, today, we're going to discuss it. During the 1950s, there was little conversation of this subject in the US media. Be that as it may, interestingly, people began calling it a Bermuda Triangle. When an article was distributed in Argosy magazine by Vincent Gaddis, he composed that there is a region close to Florida which is compromised for three forces. There are a few unusual exercises going on there. What's more, he named the article The Dangerous Bermuda Triangle. After that, at whatever point it was discussed, people called it Bermuda Triangle. Also, from that point forward, it is called Bermuda Triangle. The most serious issue with this Bermuda Triangle was that when you go to this area, radios or compass wouldn't work there. So the readings of electromagnetic gadgets used to change. This was occurring alongside it. Boats and airplanes were vanishing. People were additionally vanishing. What's more, one lacked the ability to find a little piece after it disappeared. When this large number of episodes were going on, people began expecting various things. Certain people guaranteed that there was ocean beasts. Certain people asserted that outsiders had a presence around here. Certain people began connecting it with the trick of Illuminati. Yet, nothing was affirmed. In this event that you search, you will find that practically no other subject has had as numerous motion pictures, books or narratives made about it as the Bermuda Triangle has. In 1888, there was a boat named Ellen Austin. It was heading out from the Britain to New York subsequent to making a trip for 2 to 3 days. The skipper of this boat, Captain Griffin, pursues a spontaneous faster route to show up before the expected time, and this alternate route was going through the Bermuda Triangle. So, nonetheless, when the Bermuda Triangle region shows up, Chief Griffin sees a little boat a good ways off, which was moving from here and there in an odd example. Commander attempted to convey a few times, yet there was no reaction from the boat. At first, these people were terrified. After some time, the chief sent certain people in that boat to check the reason that why there is no reaction from the boat except for subsequent to arriving at that boat. Everybody was stunned. The entire boat was unfilled. There was nobody on it, no skipper, no group, no traveler. Everything was protected. There was no harm to the boat. At that point, the boat vanished. When the tempest quiets down, the boat returns. However, everybody was stunned to see the boat, since people who were taking that boat to New York were missing, and nothing happened to the boat after this. They left the boat there and left for New York. The next day, this story spreads all through the world. There was another boat called Mary Celeste. It was to leave for Italy on 7th November 1872 from New York, and it was excessively packed. However, when this boat arrives at close to the Bermuda Triangle, it vanishes soon after that. It is looked though a ton, yet it was no place to establish except for after around multi-month. On 4th December 1872, this boat is seen drifting close to the Bermuda Triangle. People who saw the boat informed from that point onward. The salvage group was shipped off to the area. The most amazing perspective was that there was not a solitary man on the whole boat. There was no harm to the boat. Even the food on the supper table was lying as it is. The place of food were lying. For all intents and purposes, however, chief, team and traveler were all missing. It is at this point unclear where these people have gone. After this, 5 December 1945, a gathering of 5 military aircraft sails to Florida for preparing en route, and battling this gathering was named Flight 19. There were every one of the students and their senior lieutenant named Charles. The course of their preparation was that they would leave from Florida, and after they will drop the bombs at Chicken Drop, then to exile in Bahama and return to base in Florida. The weather conditions was clear at the specific time. However, when the people leave, following 2 hours, the weather conditions turns terrible. Their chief Charles concludes that he won't follow through with the responsibility yet will return. Charles investigates his compass, yet it wasn't working. His other compass wasn't functioning. Also, he organizes with his group their compass wouldn't fill in two. And when the ground group tracks them, they figure out the whole group was aimless. After that, one more airplane is shipped off, find it, and also vanishes. Its last message was something is consuming here at a level of 100 feet, and afterward it likely vanished. It is written to the book of Christopher Columbus that when he left Europe and arrived at the Bermuda Triangle, his compass quit working. Also, he lost himself. As Columbus used to travel, he used to write in his journal. He wrote in 1942 that the compass isn't working and here the light is tumbling from the sky like a flame. Bruce Gernon, only man who have endured the Bermuda Triangle and returned. Bruce used to travel routinely from the Bahamas to Florida. It is used to take him about 90 minutes making a trip from the Bahamas to Florida. Yet, when he was flying the plane over 10,000 feet over the Bermuda Triangle, the weather conditions was clear. Neither downpour nor rainstorms. However, out of nowhere there was extremely weighty mists. And the mists were there for quite a while, and the weighty mists continued to ponder there for quite a while. It was dull to such an extent that not so much as a solitary beam of daylight could do through it. So mists were getting heavier as Bruce continued, and the plane instruments were not working. The compass wasn't filling also, and he couldn't help suspecting that there is some outer power that is controlling the plane. The group on the ground unexpectedly quit getting their area. However, he didn't stop. He kept on flying the plane in those weighty mists. Then, at that point, the mist disappeared sooner or later. He contacts the ground group, yet everybody is tottered as the plane arrives at Florida in only 45 minutes, which was essentially unimaginable. The distance was 250 miles. It ought to have been finished in 1.5 hours, since the greatest speed of this plane model was 180 miles per hour. Essentially, it was impractical that he would arrive at Florida in a short time. At that point, when they checked the fuel, it was as it will be. It didn't diminish. Later on, he composed a book about it. The tales I am enlightening you. There are a lot more such stories concerning Florida and the Bermuda Triangle, which are in the type of books, motion pictures, and narratives. The explanation for this is that people like secretive stories. People like to fabricate an association with those accounts. Since these scheme stories are exceptionally intriguing, genuine realities are somewhat exhausting. It seems like investigations, and this is business stories like there was a Bermuda Triangle, there was a development under it, and there we will meet outsiders. Sold in a large numbers, you can look through. There are numerous motion pictures connected with Bermuda Triangle. You will get worn out observing such countless motion pictures on and off chance that you look for a book. There are many books with various stories, from outsiders to Illuminati. Somebody with creative mind has made and sold accounts of that type. By picking a couple of data of interest from a specific occurrence, there are 100 to 200 years of age which can't be confirmed. We accept anything. When I was recounting to every one of the narratives, then questions will strike a chord that on and off chance that this point support is so strange. Why it isn't being discussed these days? Assuming like somebody needs to go to Florida, he will utilize plane or boat and will utilize the Bermuda Triangle course as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, the Bermuda Triangle is the heaviest traffic zone. We have progressed in innovation, so we can sort out purposes for any occurrences effectively. There are various such episodes that are at this point uncleared today. Yet, we are advancing exceptionally quick. The Bermuda Triangle stories, which are sold on and off chance that you search on Google, the area of Bermuda Triangle isn't even in the main 10 risky districts. No nation has tried to specify the Bermuda Triangle on the guide. The US doesn't really accept the name Bermuda Triangle. The Wikipedia meaning of the Bermuda Triangle says it's a metropolitan legend, meaning a story is being informed that is valid, yet it's false. Lloyd's rundown is a delivery distribution. It keeps up with the information of all the overworld boats, and it keeps up subsidies connected with losses of the numbers of boats that have vanished consistently. As per them, out of the multitude of vessels on the planet, 1.8% are setbacks because of some explanation or the other. Like the justification for some can't be unknown. So what's more, there are some which are not more even found, like 8634 boats have gone to the Bermuda Triangle region, out of which 2 setbacks happened, assuming that you contrast this and the remainder of the loss from the world, then at that point this information is extremely less. So be that as it may be, even after this, the Bermuda Triangle is exceptionally well known since its story, book, narratives or films or the travel industry. The economy of every one of these is major areas of strength for exceptionally. As indicated by the report of La Tribuna, 75 boats and airplanes have vanished from the Bermuda Triangle. Assuming that you take out the normal, practically similarly number of mishaps have occurred in the remainder of the world. There is a comparative region close to Japan in the triangle shape. It has likewise been named Winged Dragon Triangle. In 1945, the association with the A6MO airplane was broken, and in the last message the pilot was trying to say something is occurring overhead. The sky is opening up. Even from that point forward, it is unknown to date what occurred there. Essentially, in Mythical Beast Triangle in 1980, Derbyshire, which was the greatest English boat, unexpectedly vanished, and nobody has any point had some significant awareness of it. Where could it be? The region of the Winged Dragon Triangle is like that of the Bermuda Triangle. All occurrences are likewise practically the equivalent. However, and still, after all, that Bermuda Triangle gets more spotlight since Hollywood has made numerous motion pictures on the Bermuda Triangle than the Mythical Dragon Triangle. The quantity of books that have been distributed on the Bermuda Triangle have not been distributed about Winged Dragon Triangle. This is the explanation that Bermuda Triangle is more popular. Bermuda Triangle and the Winged Dragon Triangle are on a similar scope. So there has been a fear-inspired notion on this as well. So starting today, it can be confirmed in any capacity whether the story of Chief Alan Austin was telling is valid or not. The account of Mary Celeste transport, the raft was absent from the boat, and there were changes on the boat about unlawful protection. It is likewise expressed there might be a crisis in which boat was in harm's way and the may be emptying people. After taking them elsewhere and the mishap occurred at the specific time, one thing that you will hear generally speaking is that the compass quit working. In the compass, at whatever point you really look at the North course, so it shows a smidgen contrast from the geographic north of the Earth. So Earth has two-pole framework as attractive posture framework, one that the compass shows, second graphic pole framework in light of Earth's pivot and revolution. Geographic North Pole is otherwise called genuine north. In any case, there are some places on Earth where in the event that you check the compass, it will show the real North Pole. Whether it shows the real north is known as the agonic line. In any case, this agonic line continues to change. However, it's had its middle in the Bermuda Triangle for a long time. That is the reason there is an issue of a compass around here. Furthermore, it shows wrong headings discussing Flight 19. The report of the examining group guaranteed that this is the human blunder where, because of compass disappointment, they lost way and ran out of fuel. Be that as it may, today we have current GPS, radar, sonar. For that reason, these things are not really heard these days. There is likewise a field of methane hydrate in the space of Bermuda Triangle, so where methane responds, it blends in with water to frame colossal air pockets, because of which the thickness of water diminishes, and the thickness where these boats are made, they can't endure, they suffocate. It has likewise been demonstrated in the trial that boats can sink because of air pockets. Alongside this, there are many territories of USA which are neighboring Bermuda Triangle. There are a ton of storms, for example in Florida, so this is likewise viewed as a justification behind mishaps. There isn't a specific explanation of mishaps in the Bermuda Triangle. There are numerous things in it. In 2016, the researchers group of the College of Colorado removed satellite pictures of Bermuda Triangle. In this way, they saw mists in hexagon shape, which are not typically found hexagon cloud, go about as air bombs and can hit 175 miles an hour on airplane, because of which a total airplane breakdown can happen. Researcher Dr. Call explored at Sydney College. He broke down this entire region very well for a long time. After that, he said that it was because of a human blunder, terrible climate, eccentric circumstance, that the mishap occurred. More people travel in that space. That is the reason there are such countless episodes about that. If you found this story interesting and want to explore more historical tales, please like, subscribe and click the bell icon. This way you will never miss our latest videos about the past.